Hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Patara with you today. Oh my goodness, spring is here. I'm gonna get hit in the head. We have so much work to do. So I thought I would drop off a video for you, and then I've got to get in and get changed so we can get back outside because there's so much to trim and cut, and I have got to mow. I have purposely held off mowing for 2 weeks and told my husband, don't do this, don't do that, so that the bees that are coming out have something to forage on. Plus, I have a video coming up on all of these foraging items for your wonderful chickens. But a lot of you have been asking me, and I purposely have held off so I could make a video about this topic. Look at all the violets. Oh my gosh. A lot of you guys have been asking about our bees, and let's talk about it. No activity except for a steer. So here's what's happened. I'm disappointed, but as I was told, this would likely happen to us as our first year as being beekeepers. Our bees didn't make it. I was very upset about it for a little bit, and I just sort of put it out of my mind. And you know, off and on I've been taking some breaks from making videos, so I told myself that I'm coming straight out the gate. I'm just telling you what happened, because guys, we were new beekeepers this last year. We had no expectations. Well, technically you're not supposed to have a whole lot of expectations other than what you're willing to put into it and what you do and how much you work, and yet you can still have failure. But yet I put so much pressure on myself. So here's the deal. If you remembered last summer, someone on our mountain had American foul brood. So therefore, we had to be inspected. Now, we got our bees and we put them in literally a year ago. It was like the first and second, it was actually, I think it was a year ago this week. We put them in and everything went great. Through the summer, everything went great. We were inspected by Mr. J. He's gonna be coming to the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference. He inspected our bees in, I believe it was in June. We couldn't do anything with our bees because of the fear of having American foul brood, okay? So there's a long process with that. You have to be inspected, and we came out with flying colors because basically everything was new, everything was great. All of that situation was under control, and we came out peach keen jelly bean. Well, we got into the fall time, started feeding. We did feed. Everything was going great into October. And we were going to winterize, overwinterize, whatnot, and do all that starting in November. I had asked specifically, when should we do this? When do we need to start moving into that? And most of the folks that I had talked to advised us to do it in November. Well, here's the key thing that I want to point out to you guys. First of all, your first year of beekeeping is several things. It is packed with so much education. I have been doing more studying and more research about bees and beekeeping even since Christmas time, and I'm still learning things that I didn't know, and I thought I was more confident in myself in knowing that I knew these things in order to be a successful beekeeper. Well, not only that, I want you to know seriously that if you are not a beekeeper, you're looking at it, you're thinking about it, and if you do it the right way and the legal way, which means you're getting all new equipment. By the time we got all of our boxes, all of our equipment, we set up this nice area, we went to classes, etc., etc. I can show you receipts to tell you right now that without a doubt, we spent in the ballpark of about $2,000 to get that operation off the ground. That's a lot of money, people. So what I want to say to you is several things. If you are new to beekeeping, if you're getting into beekeeping, I do think you need a mentor. I think that's very, very important. And there are knowledgeable beekeepers all over your state, all over your region, and all over that can give you general advice. But when it comes to your specific area, we live up on a mountain. Okay, and so the point I'm making to you is down into the valley of Tennessee, and just 30 or 50 miles south of us, they're experiencing things 1, 2, 3 weeks long before we do. Things come into bloom, they plant earlier, all of these things. In addition to that, we have incredibly high winds up here. That could have been a factor in what happened to us by November. We had some heavy rains, we had a couple cold snaps, and I think that got the best of us. One of them actually was just gone. They flew the coop. flew the hive, and the other one we absolutely know did not make it. All of this was by into the first week of November. It was a really big disappointment for us. But here's what I want to say, and this is what I'm advising people, especially to you ladies out there that are new into homesteading. Listen to me. First of all, don't beat yourself up, because I'm guilty of that, you know, because you want everything. We've done so great with our cows and with our goats and chickens and egg sales and all the things here that, you know, the expectation, the bar is like way up here. This is a totally different beast. Okay, and even with that, you may have success, and you know, you may be an established beekeeper. I know folks that have had bees for years, and they'll have one for some reason they don't know what happened. It's tough. It is expensive to get into. Sorry, it is. I don't know what your budget is, but that's a lot of money. It is time consuming. It is worth that time, but know that coming in. Don't think that this is something that you're going to deal with an hour a month and be done with. You've got to learn everything. You should join an association. You should work with people. You should absolutely study, and you're going to have to check your bees about every 10 days, and sometimes that takes a while. You got to feed them. Sometimes, depending on the season, you're coming down here and you're changing your feeders out every day, every other day, whatever, depending on what you're doing. So here's what I'm telling you. If you're not sure you're ready for that, if you know you're not sure, I'm telling you to wait. Take your $20 bill and go find you a local beekeeper that you know is too legit to quit, and buy a quart of honey from that person. Support that beekeeper. Okay, because they've already been into it most likely for 10, 20 years. They are established. They are already off the ground, and you know, they are probably going to be the ones to work with you anyway. Give them some support until you know 100% that this is what you want to do, how you want to spend your time. You know, we weren't even done buying things. We weren't even into, you know, we haven't even extracted honey yet. So you need to have an education on how much moolah boolah you're going to be spending on this operation. Look at all this mud. It's muddy, baby. Don't be down here. It's muddy. So that is what has happened with our bees. Let me get up out of here. Honeysuckle, honeysuckle. They love it. My husband wanted to get bees again this year. He really, really loved it. He was just into it. And I told him, I said, I think we need to wait another year. We have a lot going on. You know, we're busy with school with our kids. We're busy with a huge conference next month. I know that takes up a lot of our time. You know, we're milking goats. We've just sold last week. My gosh, I just sold 52 dozen eggs. So we have a lot on our plate. Planting season is here. So if you know for a fact that you're really busy, or if your finances are tight, I advise you to wait. I advise you to wait. You know, I've said in previous videos before that I felt like you needed to have at least a year to work on it, to understand what you're doing. I'm going to tell you right now, go price your items. I don't know if I would have gotten bees at this point. Part of me says yes, because we've learned so much. My husband loves it so much. You know, hindsight's 20/20, but at the same time, had we waited, you know, maybe that would have been a good thing too. I don't know. We'll never know. So we're going to press forward with our farm and everything that we've got going on. Not everybody is meant to do everything. That's why we work in a community and with others. So think about it. Go slow. Know what you're getting into. Understand the financial commitment. Understand the time commitment. And even with that, we may fail, but we're just going to have to learn. We're just going to have to learn, well, maybe that's not for us, or you pick yourself up and dust it off, right? All right. All right, more videos coming your way. Planted potatoes. We've got all kinds of things just going on. It's a busy time of year. Aren't we so glad to see all this greenery? Great to be back on YouTube. Thank you so much for your wonderful messages. Y'all are awesome all the time. Be looking for a couple of videos coming up also about the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference, and the schedule is, I'm gonna have it out. Everybody wants the schedule. Should be out by Easter. That is the goal. That will give you more than 4 or 5 weeks to set up what classes you want to take. We do that way so we make sure we have all kinks worked out. So, there's the buzz for today. You just keep pressing forward, and we'll see you on the next video.